Scopelli. Scopelli. Alrighty. Well, hello there, everybody. Looks like we finally have enough commands that they won't fit in a single note. I apologize that it took me a hot minute to get going. My Xbox decided to do an update right before we did this, and then had to be soft reset, so you gotta love it. We got a few new commands. I see Juke is here, ready to go. Hope you're doing well today. How are you?
Oh yeah! This is happiness!
Ah, yeah, it definitely is. We're back with some Sonic Unleashed. Hopefully my Xbox will just work now. But yeah, I was playing it earlier, and apparently there was some update, and sometimes my Xbox likes to break itself. It's not fun when it does that. Just adjusting some volumes here on my end. But yeah, let me stop. I love the Believe in Myself mix from the Delio there, but we are gonna have some other things going on today. But yeah, how are you today, Juke, and anyone else who might be wandering around in the chat? Getting some buttons pushed because I do want to have something backing this in case it crashes, so that you guys don't just like fall through to my desktop. Not that I care if you see my desktop, it's just kind of an annoying thing. Boop. Dude just got some money. Feeling great. Got enough for God of War. Nice. I just pre-ordered Sonic Frontiers because I got the email the other day that they're gonna start shutting that down. Whoa. Okay. I wasn't expecting to come into the middle of Endless Possibilities there. That's my own fault. I was running the game in the background so that my Xbox could warm up a little bit, because, as I said, I just soft reset it. Ah, yeah! This is working! Ah, thank heavens. Okay, we're back online. Woohoo! But yeah, my Xbox does that every now and again. You have to soft reset it. Probably because it's like an original Xbox, and probably starting to run out of life a little bit, but... Duke says they pre-ordered Frontiers, I'm imagining, a few months ago, but knew they couldn't afford to buy them both at the same time, come out on the same day. I think I remember you telling me that. But yeah, it's... I got Digital Deluxe, because I'm just like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right, and that's like... It came out after taxes and everything to be like... almost $80, which is kind of insane. But they've also said that this is going to be like one of the longest games in Sonic history. Like, you're going to have way more than enough gameplay to deal with that. So we'll see. The money's spent, so. I think I need to go to Night for the boss here, because that's where we left off. I did do some metal grinding off stream, just so that we don't have to deal with that live. Because I didn't want to, like, absolutely, you know, bore the hell out of people with redoing levels. But yeah, I'm not much, I've never played, well, I can't say I'm not much of it, because I've never played one of the God of War games. I've never really had a urge to, but I hope you enjoy it when it comes out. Duke says they settled for just the regular edition of Frontiers. God of War is $70 just for the normal price. That's absurd. Like, you know, I don't mind that I paid $70 for Frontiers because I got, like, the Digital Deluxe. I'm gonna get soundtrack and a whole bunch of extra goodies. Was I pleased about, you know, having to spend that much money? Not really, but it could be worse. Yeah. Please do not normalize like $70 as like the price of games, because it's bull. It is 110% bull to pay that much for a game. unless you're talking like, my rule of thumb is that $10 should be about an hour of gameplay, and I mean like for a decent gamer. So like a $10 game, you can expect 1 hour of play over. If you're talking like $70, then you at least 7 hours, and I mean of solid gameplay. I'm not talking like just bull crud, you know. I want to be able to occupy myself for a solid 7 hours doing like literally nothing else, you know. The game is looking to be 70 hours, so okay, well, I mean, at least then you're like at least getting somewhat of your money's worth, but it still sounds absurd to me, you know. But I'm a cheapo. I'm definitely a cheapskate. I get that from my family. What makes you think that? Yeah, the giant green glowing spot is the spot that the game was trying to point out to us. But yeah, so if the game is 70 hours long, then that's $1 an hour. You know, that's not bad, all said and done. But it does kind of suck that you have to pay for it all, like, at the beginning. Like, you can't... It's not like you're paying for it by the hour you play the game, right? You know, you gotta shell out $70 to even try it, you know? Oh, I'm frozen. And not the Deceiver. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's my thing with Frontiers. It's just like, I love Sonic. I know I'm gonna enjoy the game. And it really is just a case of, like, you know, put up or shut up. Like, I can complain about it if it is really bad once I play it. But past there, it's just like, just shut up, get the game, and if you love it, then it's money well spent, you know? Because if it's half as good as they're hyping it up to be, then I'll be a happy guy. But I will say that that's going to be my last big gaming purchase for a hot minute. Because I just got Sonic Unleashed, the Wii version of this game, and Shadow, and those both ran, well, together they ran me about $60, which wasn't horrible, but... Duke says the original God of War probably inspired the Hedgehog, the Werehog, Black. Play the same, and God of War is much more in-depth and less repetitive. Well, thank heavens for that. So I was going to say, hopefully it's not, like, near as poorly executed as this was. Because don't get me wrong, I love this game, but some of the execution, especially for the Werehog, was very poor. Maybe. As I said, I've never played the God of War stuff, so I'm going to have to take your word on that. But, you know. Yeah. Which, the Werehog, it was a cool idea, still is, really. I really wish they would have taken more after the Wii version in this version of the game, where it's just like, okay, well, Moon and Sun medals are kind of like optional goodies that you can get if you want extra stuff, and otherwise you don't need them. And as far as the like night stages, just classic 10-minute limit, you know. We don't want to be here all day. That's not going to do me any good other than me not having to deal with him for a couple seconds, because his last spot is on his head. So I need to wait. Top Gear, Duke says, top tier action game series, but extremely violent. Origins have a lot of nudity. That's probably why I stayed away. I'm not much for, like, violence when it comes to, like, blood and gore. So if it has a lot of that sort of thing, that might be why I kind of steered away. Because I've definitely heard of it, but I just know for one reason or the other, I never was up to playing it. Maybe someday I'll give it a try, you know. Who knows what the future has to hold, but... Ow.
Kinda hard to get a fix on. Wonder if I can get
you can, you just need to Sorry, I'm talking to the werehog. There we go. But yeah, like, extreme violence isn't my thing. He says also having played the Yakuza series and loved it. Like, I had no issues with that, and that is, like, a lot of violence. So, probably getting over that more and more as I, like, get older and older. I have to remind myself that, like, I'm not... I'm not a young one anymore. I can handle more than I could, like, a decade ago, you know? And that's always been a problem of mine, right? Like, I stick to what I love, and then I'm just like, I love this. Why fix it if it's not broken, sort of a thing? Disgustingly brutal kills. Okay, yeah. As I said, like, maybe someday, because I've been getting less and less sensitive to stuff like that. But just, like, by default, I'm like, I don't want to see your blood. I would prefer your blood stay in your body, and my blood will stay in mine, and then we can all be happy. There, it is definitely becoming winter. I'm inside. Alright, let's go talk to the pickle. Pickle Professor! Yeah. I was going back and forth, if my Xbox wasn't gonna work, I was gonna do, Sonic Origins, because sadly, Sunday streams, especially tomorrow being Sonic Revo, and also because of some other behind-the-scenes stuff, Sunday streams are going to be off the table for the foreseeable future. Just because personal scheduling and behind-the-scenes stuff just doesn't... means that those won't be happening anytime soon. So what I'm planning on doing is just kind of cycling back and forth, or if there's one that, like, people want to see more, then that's fine. Trying not to have too many games going at once here. Because I'm horrible with my memory.
Sonic.
Yes, Master Pickle. Another piece restored in another Gaia temple located my way. The next temple lies in Shamar, Sonic. This time I will join you. I have a research facility there in Shamar. Yes, Juke. There was the in-person one in California, and then the online one is tomorrow. So I obviously was not able to go to the one in California. That's on the opposite side of the dang country. Maybe someday. I'm saying that a lot, man. But anyhow, yeah, it's the online section. For all of us folk who couldn't make the migration, and just for some extra fun, you know. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I know there's a lot of fun stuff planned for it. Yeah, you're moving. I don't care that you're moving, Professor Pickle, like, at all. The only one who might care is Tails, because, I don't know if you were going to use, the tornado to drag your stuff. One moment, please.
All systems are
Alright,
green.
there's that.
Gaia activation is confirmed on all
Sorry, I just
electromagnetic
had to investigate what the heck that sound
all
was.
units converging on point 0.
Yes, perfect. Gathering Dark Gaia's...
So it's been revealed, the voice of Eggman in Sonic Prime, being Brian Drummond. It's gonna be really weird not hearing Mike Pollock as Eggman. Like, he just is Eggman at this point, really. But I wish him all the best of luck, of course, you know. It's just gonna be interesting to have somebody else in that role. after so long of just, you know, the Pollock monopoly on Eggman.
Project Dark Gaia, requesting final clearance.
Granted! I'll push this ridiculous button.
Finally, my ambition will be achieved.
Hey there, Skull. Nobody likes a whiner. How are you today, Skull? Originally, it took me like way too long to find Pickle's lab. Juke says the trailer for Prime looked pretty good. Yeah, it did. It looked really good. My big thing is like I love how they did Tails. But I'm very easy to please when it comes to Tails. Speaking of, well, not his favorite character, but his favorite anime, Amy, everybody, who came along with us, is gonna follow us around, whether we want her to or not. Did that just for you, Skull. Amy is best anime, for sure. Alright, what do you want, Pickle? Yeah, this is, your lab. I didn't have any trouble finding this place this time. I've been here, like, several times. Skull is doing pretty... Okay. Oh, using the eat sound effect. I don't even know if you could hear that, because that was, like, ridiculously quiet. Yeah, that's the right command for assuming you're hungry and going for, that. Let me turn that, like, way the flip up. So I forgot that that is, like, ridiculously quiet. There we go. Yeah, I couldn't hear it was more the issue. Because I want you guys to be able to hear it, and me to be able to hear it, too. And of course, man! But yeah, that is the right command. If you're ever curious what the commands are, I usually pin them, but we're finally to the point where I can't do that. So all you have to do is exclamation commands, and it'll tell you in, like, a couple minutes. The Streamlabs bot is a little slow some days. But what can I say? It's free. Yeah, there's quite a few new ones. Some of which, of course, thank you to Skull902. Go check him out if you haven't already. I'm imagining people who'd be watching this already know of Skull902 because probably, you know, heard of me through Vindo. Super Nintendo 64. Skull says that she, I'm assuming in reference to Amy, will always be like, "Hey Sonic, you can do it! I believe in you!" And sometimes, you know, we just need some of that. Yeah, we really do. Like, everybody needs a person like that in their life, right? Someone who's just, like, there to support you. It's a great thing to have. And Amy definitely does do a great deal of supporting. So does Tails. So Sonic kind of lucks out in the, you know, like, people to cheer him on department, right? But, yeah, Amy is definitely, like, a good one to cheer you up. Also because if you don't cheer her up, she'll probably whack you with her hammer until you do. Amy has her back, at least with the way she's written here, and also,
No!
No! What button is it? Woohoo! There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Amy definitely, she is well written here. She doesn't get much time to be written, but she is well written for what she shows up for. Oh, poo. I forgot to mute my Discord. One moment, everybody. Sorry, usually people don't, like, message me on Discord. I will have to edit that out. What button am I pushing? There we go. Black. Yeah, that... just... I had to cancel, I do D&D, through some people at, college, and I had to cancel that for Sonic Revo, obviously, and they were just trying to figure out what the heck we're all doing because of that. So, I will just shut that off. I'll run directly into a wall! Juke says they've never gotten a chance to play D&D before. Neither had I before this. This is my first time playing it. It's fun! Basically, you can do anything you want if you can roll for it. She's got her place in the story, and it fits well. Would have been cool to see her working with Professor Pickle a little more, but that's a nitpick, really, says Skull. Yeah, I would have loved to see, like, her get more, screen time. Like, for what she's here for, she does her job. But it would have been nice to, like, have her in the lab, like, actually helping out Pickle, rather than, just kind of standing outside waiting for Sonic to show up. Because, like, what is she doing this whole rest of the time, right? You know, is she just sitting there and waiting for Sonic to come back? Which it is an Amy thing to do, don't get me wrong. It just is kind of weird, like, oh, you're just gonna stand there? Speaking of people just standing there, if you saw a giant blue speedy boy heading your way, wouldn't you, like, I don't know, get out of the way? Oh, I want that medal! Well, I'm not gonna get it. But yeah, trust me, I have some pretty bad nitpicks with this series, man. So that little bit of one is, you know, not at all. Ooh, I like that idea, Skull. That she's just Pickle's bouncer. She would make a really good bouncer, though. Not gonna lie, like, just draw her Pico Hammer and just be like, do you seriously want to mess with this? No! This way. Ow! I caught on fire! Pro tip, hedgehogs burn! I know there's something up here if I do this. Yeah, she would legit make a decent bouncer. Like, I would hire her. So, very well thought out there, Skull. Ow! Woo! Oh boy. It's not gonna be very long before I start really hating the homing move. If I haven't already. Especially when we hit Eggman Land, that's gonna be torture. Thankfully, we're a hot minute away from doing that. Excuse me. Allergies are a thing, everybody. They suck. I really should have a hot mute my mic. Sorry that you're gonna Yeah, the troll spring is a thing. Thankfully, it doesn't really do much to you there. But there are some troll springs that will, like, absolutely annihilate you. Who thought putting that spring there was a good idea? Oh. Also, going directly into spikes is definitely a thing, as we just saw. Good grief. This really might. I got quiet. Can you not hear me? Or are you... I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So that is working. Yeah, I probably was just not down all the way. Yeah, my mic boom wasn't down all the way, so it was, like, somewhat resolving itself, but not all the way. Because I just have a headset mic. I don't have, like, a proper microphone. And it clicks up and down, that's the inline mute, and if you don't click it all the way up or all the way down, it does, like, kind of a somewhat mute, where it's like, oh, well, you can hear you, but not reliably. So, thank you for pointing that out. And thank you for letting me know that's all good now, Skull and Juke. I appreciate that. I can't tell, because obviously I can't really hear myself other than, you know, like, in real time, so I have to pause the video and go back. Or pause the game and then wait for the replay, is what I meant to say. I don't really know how I managed to pull that one off, but okay. I used to hate this section so much, man. And that's the exact reason why. I was gonna say, but now I'm not that bad at it, and I think I inadvertently jinxed myself. Oh, would you like to meet my wife, Gravity? No, Sonic. No, I wouldn't. There we go. Alright. Back to being a decent gamer. Sorry about that, folks. As I said, I hate that section with a fiery passion. Key! Oh, thank heavens that's not just me, Skull. Oh, no! We got our first E rank, folks. Get that no in the chat.
No!
Oh, boy. We knew it was gonna happen eventually, but... Juke says that level used to really piss them off, but after playing it so much for the S rank, they started to like it. Yeah, I don't blame you. That is a hard level. Why is the no command not re-triggering? Is it really that... Oh, boy. Oh, it's because... Well, that's stupid. Well, thank you for that anyway. Apparently, the minimum cooldown I can have on a command is either instantaneous or 1 minute. So I'm just gonna, like, bonk that and give you your nose.
No! No!
There you go. Sorry about that. Still figuring this out. Alright. Wake up, Sonic. We got some saving the world to do. But yeah, thank you for the nose in chat. Sorry that didn't work. I didn't set it up properly. Skull says they got better at it eventually, but, you know, still least favorite. I guess it fits a theme because Night version is also the least favorite Werehog level. Yeah. I think that's what we need to do next, not gonna lie. Because I think that's where we find the other key, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, because we've got one half of the key. That's what we just got, right? Is the day half of the key. Now we need the night half, which I'm pretty sure it's either here or it might be in Empire City, because I know we did unlock that too. Boston, this area is going to be really boring as well. Yeah, this whole area of the game is, like, the middle of the game is not the greatest. Not the greatest. Yeah, we can't go in there yet. Okay, that's all the not going in there we've got. Just gonna beat the snot out of those guys real fast. A crystal ball. Chip thinks crystal ball is a big piece of candy. Skull says they were admittedly underleveled when they first played it, but even after leveling up a good bit post-game, it still gave him trouble. Not a fan of the ones that are more combat-focused. Thankfully, Adabat gave a fantastic night level to end on. And then Juke was saying Empire City has a drifting part that wasn't even designed for the drifted release version. Oh, I think I know the exact part that you are talking about. And if I do, I hate it so freaking much. And I will point it out when we get there. As far as Skull, yeah, I'm always, like, under-leveled. You know, that's one thing you, like, forget to do, too. Is, like, that there is a leveling system in this. Like, and that's something I'm going to have to get used to in Frontiers, too, right? Is we're going to have a skill tree. And not having, like, an automated system do it for you, is kind of, makes you remember a lot of things. But yeah, and Skull, I think we are thinking the same thing there as far as, like, what Juke was referring to. Is it that one big curve at the beginning that, like, you're guaranteed to F that up? Like, there's no way you make that turn fast enough, even if you drift. Also, I was right. You do have to go to Empire City. Everybody, welcome to New York City. But it's Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, and I think I do have to do night first. But I'm gonna fool around for a second, because I know where some medals are. I know at one point, a couple streams ago, I said I wasn't gonna worry about medals, and then I realized you have to. Very quickly. Bonk. Yeah, that is not very much fun. Yeah, Empire City Day is not, definitely not optimized for the final version. But that's a thing, right? Is, like, no Sonic game, well, very few Sonic games were really, like, truly ready for release day. Like, you know. So many of them had to make compromises to get out that fast. Skull says you can do it, you just gotta hit it at the right angle. I think they made it a tight squeeze just because this game is designed to be a bit more difficult than usual. That's fair, but I've never been able to pull it off. I've played this game, I think this is my 5th time playing through this game, and I have never, not once, been able to make that corner. I usually just slow right down, and kind of like Jen, in Mario Kart, I obey by the rules of the road. I'm going really freaking slow, and I'm just gonna follow the lines. Duke says, interesting, watched a video talking about pre-release version, and they said it was designed for a different drift mechanic that the game had. Yeah, the drift mechanic for this game kind of went through a few evolutions. And they wanted to give it a few more, but then time ran out, right? You know? Sega was like, we've got to get this thing out, like, today. And so they were like, okay, well, I guess this is the final version. You know? Like, obviously, like, this game is very, like, well-polished. I've never had it, like, give me any, like, extremely game-breaking issues, but it does, have scars from being rushed a little bit. Skull says, fair enough, we did see that taking it slow and steady actually somehow does improve your results marginally. Yeah, I mean, I never claimed I was good at this game. Let me throw that out there. Like, I am not. I don't, like, I know there are people who are good at this game. I'm just not one of them. I only played this because it's, like, in theme for Halloween. Just 2 days from now. Speaking of, just kind of a thought process here. Do either of you guys have any plans for Halloween? I personally not, you know, that into Halloween, so I'm probably just gonna, you know, not do a whole heck of a lot, especially being a Monday. I've got college to do, so I probably won't even. It's just a Monday to me, and that's just a death to the werehog. But yeah, if you guys have anything special planned, then I'd be interested to know what it is. Duke says they actually like this level. Pretty good at the balancing parts. Just jump around on them. Yeah, I'm not horrible at them. I have a feeling you're probably better than me at them. Just like from the sake that you're like, oh, I'm good at the balancing parts, because I'm not great at them, but I'm also like in way too much of a rush for my own good, even when I'm not like live. Like just on my own time, I'm just like, I don't want to spend 10 years on this. What are you, insane? And a lot of the balancing parts, you have to go, like, painstakingly slow. And, like, this part, I kind of messed myself up because I was like, ooh, sun metal, but, like, A, I can get it that time round, and B, it's not, like, the end of the world, because I can do metal grinding on my own time. But yeah, like, I'm decent at these balancing sections. I just gotta be careful, and I don't like being careful. That's not how Sonic do. Juke says no plans for Halloween. Trick or treat already happened there. Got stuff to do in School Rock Club all next week. Well, I wish you the best of luck for all of that. A rock club, eh? That sounds pretty nice. But yeah, I wish you the best of luck with that. Trick or treat for, you know, won't happen until the actual day. And obviously I will just be getting my own candy because I'm way too old for actually going trick or treating myself. Skull said the Dark Guardians of this level always ruined his day. Wasn't a fan of this one. It unfortunately has one of the favorite aesthetics in the game though. Yeah, the Dark Guardians are always pains in the neck. They just one of my tips for that is you've got to go into them with an Unleash gauge or else you're screwed, basically. Like, if you don't have an Unleash gauge, you may as well kiss that life goodbye. As for Skull's Halloween plans, they say it includes watching stuff, watching things, and watching shit. Oh, poo. Speaking of, you get to watch, you know, you're watching my shit gameplay right now. But, well, I hope you enjoy all of the watching of various things. Duke says their mind kind of goes into God of War mode when they play Werehog, so they take things very slowly and try to do insane combos. That's fair. I went into this game, like, as I said, my first real introduction to Sonic was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And then I played, like, a whole bunch of other games before I eventually looped back around to Unleashed. So I was used to, you know, go fast, and if you don't go fast, you get punished, you know, like... in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, there's some areas where, like, there's literally mechanisms that, you know, this game will punish you for going too fast. That game will definitely punish you for going too slow. Problem with Werehog is that's in a Sonic game, everyone wants to take things quickly. Yeah, literally what I was just saying. Like, everybody's like, oh, this is Sonic, we've got to go fast. If you kind of ditch yourself with that mindset, it's fine. Like, I personally, I like the Werehog. He's a good idea. I just don't like the fact that his levels take half an hour. Skull says his strategy for the Dark Guardians was always to engage Unleash mode when they're about halfway down health-wise so they can be finished off quicker. 3 they put at the end of Eggman Land are torture. Yes. Oh, yes. The 3 at Eggman Land... Why? And especially, like, not only do you have to deal with them, but you also have to deal with the Endless Wizards, too. Because there's 2 wizards, one for, you know, you have the first phase of Eggman Land, which is just one of the really big guys, right? And that's not too bad. And then you have 2 of them, plus wizards for each, and the wizards just, like, infinitely respawn. There's no way to get rid of them. So... you are constantly fighting against heals and just nonsense and death. Like, it's not... Eggman Land is not fun. During Skull's first playthrough, they did manage to get through the 2 in the last room. To whittle down each other's health until one of them killed the other. Other was easy to take down afterward with Unleashed. Yeah, once you get one of them dead, you're pretty much fine. And that's a really good strategy, actually. Is to kind of use them for your benefit, because they can't hurt each other. Oh, crap! Oh, boy. We're going to be here for a hot second. Nice thing is there's one up right there, so I can do this as a net 0, you know, i.e. I'm not losing lives. But yeah, my biggest issue with the 2 of them is when you have 2 of them, do not get caught in the shockwave. Period. If you do, you are doomed. Juke says they're used to the level length because God of War's levels are extremely long as well. When we played this game, they were always pretty prepared for the Werehog. That is very fair. Like, if I did come into this from another franchise where it was, like, perfectly understandable to have a level that was, like, 30 minutes long, I probably wouldn't have minded it that much. Skull said they lucked into that strategy, happened to notice they were shockwaving each other and stayed in place, jumping as needed. Yep. Okay, I feel like there's a better way to do this. Yeah! Just do what I was doing, but better. That's the better way to do that, is just be better. I don't know if either of you guys have played or heard of Everspace, but your AI guide in that game. One of his favorite pieces of advice to give you is, do better! Juke says, Werehog needs quicker gameplay and shorter levels, in my opinion. That's a favorite Werehog level because it's not as long, I'm imagining you meant. And they like the platforming. Yeah! Aha, I did get ya. I gotcha. You're fine! We type all the time. Not that big a deal, man, and I caught ya in real time because I was like, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is if you've never played the Wii version and have a way to do so, play the Wii version because that solves that issue. Like, the Werehog is still a little slow, but the levels follow the 10-minute limit rule, right? You know, so you're not gonna be in Werehog levels with for incredibly long periods of time. But yeah, don't beat yourself up too much, Juke. I make stupid mistakes like that all day long. That is perfectly understandable. Skull says platforming as the Werehog was so beautiful. The ones with more than combat are legit awesome. Yes! Some of the platforming with the Werehog, like, as annoyed as I will probably get at some of it, like these spiky platforms, are really cool ideas. And, like, normal Sonic would never be able to do this, right? Like, he would try and zip across this, fall off, and be screwed. Skull says, yeah, but they also give you way more Werehog levels than day levels in the Wii version. I didn't know this. I literally, I haven't gotten very far in the Wii version because I was trying to keep it so that I would play through this version as much as I did that version, and then kind of got off kilter and then got busy. So that's kind of a thing. Rooftop Run, I actually like. Rooftop Run is long in the same way that some other very speedy levels in Sonic are. Like, it's not horrible, really. And even at night, like, I'm imagining, you know, Rooftop Run is just, it's gorgeous, too, right? You know, you're on top of roofs. Big agree? I'm sorry, Skull, I have to do this to you.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah. The clock tower section and stuff like that is beautiful idea. Absolutely beautiful idea. Alright, time to face a big guy. Yeah, clock tower part, that is so satisfying too, right? Like, you know you have to be like somewhat skilled at the game to manage that. Y, A, X. Yeah! Yax! That was the secret code to just obliterate him. Oh, that's so satisfying. That's also one thing I love about the Werehog. The critical attacks, pulling one of those off feels so satisfying. Especially on a big guy like him. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I have a bad feeling I might need to beat him again. I do. Yeah, and stay down. I'm afraid he does not listen. Because I fell like an absolute dumbass. That was completely and utterly my own fault. Thankfully, I have not... You! What?! Also, why did the you what not happen? Oh, it's just what, isn't it? Oh well. I'm in the middle of battling a guy, I can't worry about the commands. Why does he respawn? Because there's no checkpoint! And they respawn unless you checkpoint past them, and yes, that is very, very dumb. X. B. B. Alright. Can you stay dead this time? But yeah, you have to hit a checkpoint in order for those guys to not respawn. It is a dumb little rule that they inserted into the game. Bonk. Alright, take this nice and slow, let it go back up. There we go. See, now he won't respawn because there's a checkpoint right there for that very reason. Oh boy. Yeah, all I had for that was, I think it's just what? If that's not... I thought I clipped that. Maybe I just thought I clipped that. It's not actually in my... Oh! That's why. I have to tell Streamlabs to actually, you know, do it. There we go.
You what?
There it is. I've got to not be a dum-dum. I shut it off. That's why it wasn't working. Is that one command was just not enabled. Because you have to enable commands. By default, they're disabled. Even when you create them. Which is kind of stupid. Don't die, don't die. Woo! What did I just say? Yes, what did you do to my diet, Dr. Werehog? Extra Life. Speaking of Extra Life, feel free to plug yourself for that, Skull, because that's coming up real soon. I'm very much looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Skull, for those unaware, Skull902 is doing a stream over on his channel to support Beaumont Children's Center in Michigan for Extra Life. Yeah, feel free to plug yourself for that. I should have sticky noted that. It might still be sticky noted, honestly, because I don't know if I ever deleted the old sticky note, but not again. Duke says that's when they just jump across the beam. I don't trust myself enough to do that. Because I think my sticky note probably still says about Dennis's charity stream, which has already happened. Which he raised over $1,000 for that thing. That was insane. Ow. Poke. There we go. Yeah. Do check that out. If you can't donate or any of that stuff, that's fine. Just spreading the word and being there helps if you can, you know? Duke says they tuned into Dennis' stream for a few minutes, but they couldn't donate on mobile, so they just fell asleep again. Fair. That is very fair. I was there for the whole thing. And I did donate, not much, admittedly, because finances are a little weird, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was, as Skull is putting it, legit. Too legit to quit. Duke had 20 bucks saved up for it. Yeah, that's... Twitch is weird, so is YouTube sometimes. When it comes to mobile stuff, it's very, very picky, I guess would be the word. Why they don't just, like, kind of make sure that stuff works on mobile is beyond me, but apparently that hasn't occurred to anybody at Twitch or YouTube half the time. Yes, desktop master race. Hell, I'm on my desktop, or laptop, same idea. My Windows machine right now, I'm using software to cast my Xbox onto my computer. A, so I can stream it to you guys, because OBS is on here. And B, I do this all the time anyway, because it's so much more convenient. Especially with two monitors, because I can have my Xbox on one, and my normal Windows machine on the other. And have the best of both worlds, you know. If I want to do something Xboxy, I can do it If I want to do something on my computer, I can still do it. You know, I don't have to make that compromise. Hi. My cat is rubbing up against my legs. She does that when she wants attention, or is just like, hey, you are, you know, just in an accurate position for me to rub up against. Juke says they don't like Twitch's UI on mobile. Neither do I. I'm not a fan of it. Mobile interface design is a very tricky thing. One of the reasons why I don't do it much. I've tried to make mobile designs, and they are pains in the neck, because you have to really take into effect every screen size that is, like, feasibly possible. And if you don't, then it breaks. Juke says doesn't like YouTube's new look either, but glad they're on their PC. Yeah, as I said, mobile is a whole realm in of itself, especially when you're talking, you know, the amount of mobile devices there are. Because, like, I have my, you know, you have your phone, you've got tablets, you've got, you know, and even the type of phone will mess with you. Skull says apparently Twitch changed their app a few years ago from what their brother tells him. Used to be super friendly and then made it garbage. So standard internet stuff. Yeah. There is a tech joke that I feel is fitting to that. And that is, in the programming world, if you have an application and you know the phrase, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Well, if it ain't broken, it just doesn't have enough features yet. You know, that's kind of the tech developer way of saying that, is like, if it's not broken, we just haven't tried hard enough. Juke says YouTube's UI didn't need to change. It looked fine and now it's ugly. Yeah, the whole immersive mode, quote unquote, especially on mobile. On PC, it looks cool. On PC, it looks cool. I'll give them that. On mobile, it looks like crap. It looks like absolute dog poo. And as you said, it you know, or more or less implied, the classic, you know, like, commonsensical way of, like, it wasn't broken. Why did you try to fix it? Skull's gonna be right back. Thank you for coming by so much. Do whatever you need to do, man. You know, you're under no obligation to be here. I do appreciate it, though. Metal. Alright, I think day is next here, or I might have to do night. Back in, Shamar. I wanted to say Spagonia, but I knew that wasn't the right answer, so that's why I dragged that S to High Holy Heavens.
Feeling good.
No. But where? Okay, maybe I do need to go there. One thing I don't love about Unleashed is, like, even, this many years later, like, obviously it should be a case of, like, well, you should just know by now. My memory is not that good. Shamar Knight, okay, yeah. The one we were all complaining about! Of course, yeah, and the map's even telling me. Alright, thank you, Juke. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've played this, so the ordering's a little out in my head. I would have gotten there. It just happens faster. If you're like, hey, idiot, go here. Oh, I remember this, story arc. I feel bad for Shady here. Like, he just wants to be a singer, and then, Labib here is just like, no, you're gonna make rugs. And then he says that, Shady has a thick skull, which he doesn't, you know, really, you know, Skull would be a better judge of that one than I would, but I'm Bosh. Blah, blah, blah. Juke says there's an optional fight in Shamar Knight that lasts like 20 minutes. Try to avoid that. I will do my best. However, it might be a case of, you know, if I get there and I don't do it, it's a case of the sound drop that's about to happen.
You don't have enough memory in the memory card.
Just like, no, there's not enough memory in the Dylan memory card. Oh, the fire mechanic! I hate... Oh my god, is this that level? I think I know what this level is. And if it's what I think it is, I hate it already. No! That can't be this early, game! Okay. Whew. Not yet. Well... That's interesting. Where do I need to go then? Because it said go here. That's also true, Juke. We are not really early game anymore. Yeah. I forget where this game kind of happens, like, as far as, like, timeline. I was thinking, like, I just started the stream, so it couldn't have been that long. Oh my god, I know where I need to go. I'm a dumbass. I never needed to leave Shamar in the first place. Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, well, I'm not as much of a dumbass as I thought I was. Yeah, we are closer to the end than we are to the beginning of this game, which is a good thing. Eggman Land, oh boy. That's going to be its own stream in of itself. I know that much. I'm not going to try and do that in any sort of a time crunch. I'm not going to put myself through that.
Here we
Juke says, I remember it being longer, but it's not long because of the level. It's because of the medals. Yeah, that's the thing too, right? Is I was actually playing this like an hour before stream, just as medal grinding. So I'm not medal grinding on stream because I thought that'd be boring. You've already seen the levels, you don't. If you want a medal walkthrough, you can look that up. It's what I'm doing. I also don't want to do that live on stream, and I don't want to have to like pull up a guide. I don't love doing that on stream because it makes me look like even a bigger dumbass than I am. But yeah, so this game, most of the playtime is legit just medal grinding. Which kind of sucks. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna grind lives for Eggman Land, Juke, don't you worry. It won't be enough, I can almost guarantee you that, because I've never, like, done... I always get, like, up into, like, the 20s, and then I'm like, that's good enough, and, it probably isn't. I've made it with that once, with 1 life left. There we go. Sorry, lots of QTEs there. Oh!
Here we go.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, at the beginning, I think it was the second stream, I said I had like 6 lives. I was really happy because I was starting to save up for Eggman Land, and now we're back down to 3. And I've gamed over more than once. I don't love quick time events, and there are a lot of them here. There we go. It's essentially because I've been switching around controllers, I have to actually look down at the buttons. And that slows you down, of course. And slow is not an acceptable speed on these. Alright. YLR. There we go.
Feeling good.
Juke says another thing God of War trained him for. Yeah. Sounds like that was definitely a good pick if you were, like, training for Sonic Unleashed. If it has, like, a lot of very stingy quick time events. Woohoo! Aha! I didn't get a single medal in that. That's fine, honestly. Yeah, I've never been very good at quick time events. Again, partially because of where I came into the series. Because, like, 3 and Knuckles and that sort of stuff, like, yeah, there were some things you had to be relatively quick for, but it wasn't, like, a harsh time limit, you know? If you messed up the timing, the worst you were gonna do is, you know, like, drop down and, like, you have to repeat it. You weren't gonna die. Almost never when you actually die, you know? Well, I might as well check night. Because I don't know where I'm meant to go. Not there. Not yet. Keep thinking it's time for that level, and it's not. Why am I climbing up here? I've already done this. Oh, because I know there's a moon medal right here. I just knew that. That was totally not a mistake. Maybe talk to the professor? Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. See what the world map has to say, too. That's probably a good idea.
What do you mean, we?
Hey there, Mr. Scoot. How are you doing today? Nice entrance. Yeah, I'll try talking to the professor. And the world map will tell me, like, where I need to go, more or less. Mr. Scoot says they're doing good. Glad to hear that. It says? Hey. Alright, well, let's talk to the professor. Oh. Professor is here. That might be what it's trying to get me to do. Skull says, now I'm out of iced coffee, sad times. Oof. Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker. Coffee, and caffeine in general has the adverse effect on me, so... It's not a good idea for me, because it makes me tired. But, I do understand the feeling of, like, being out of the thing that keeps you awake. Because for me, that's just, like, you know, in cold weather, it's, like, iced tea, and, in warm black. In warm weather, it's iced tea. In cold weather, then it is, hot chocolate. I've never tried decaf Skull. I've been told it's disgusting. I don't imagine it would, because it's just like caffeine in general that messes me up. Why did I go into the entrance stage? Juke likes green tea. I love raspberry tea. That's my go-to. And peppermint tea. Skull doesn't drink coffee for the wake-up property, just for the taste. That's an unusual thing. Not, you know, anything against that. Most people are like, I have to have coffee to function. Where are you off to this time? Empire City, Big Metropolis, and any girls ask for your number. Just see what happens if you even think about it. Amy's totally gonna, like, go through his phone after this and, like, make sure he doesn't have any new contacts that she doesn't know.
Sonic.
Made another breakthrough. Temple in out of that. Okay, yeah, you were right, Juke. Alright. New areas in Shimarani, Empire City. Perfect. I forget. Pickle could have just called me and told me all of this stuff. I have, like, I'm imagining I have a communicator. Skull says whoever told me that is weird. They are, for various reasons, but so am I. That aside, decaf just tastes like normal coffee, especially when you add milk and creamer or sweetener or sugar. Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll give it a try. I used to drink coffee all the time when I was little, because I used to be very jittery. I still am. And that would actually calm me down, but I wouldn't have, like, a proper cup of coffee. I'd have, like, half a cup of coffee and half a cup of milk with a whole shit ton of sweetener in it. You know, some sort of, you know, French vanilla sweetener was usually my go-to. I love how this guy is, like, just very happy until you talk to his daughter, and then he's, like, all over the wall. Skull says, if we ever end up at the same convention or meet up in general, he'll buy me a cup. I appreciate the thought, Skull. I'll probably try some on my own volition and let you know. But yeah, that'd be cool. I would love to go to like some sort of convention and stuff and meet up with people. You've got a basket on your head, lady. It's a basket. There's... Oh, I don't want to talk to you again. But yeah, I appreciate the thought there, Skull. I really do. One thing I try and figure out, if I ever, like, got you around here, I don't know if you've ever had, maple syrup fresh out of the arch. Oh my god. If you haven't, then if I ever, like, meet up with you, like, around here by some random circumstance, then I'm definitely, like, gonna take you to a local place where you can do that. Because, like, maple syrup is a big thing around here, right? And fresh, hot off the arch, there's nothing better. They're really... It's like drinking sugar. Skull says we'll make it the same day that he can get Vindo to watch a movie in a local chain's theater so he can hear the song. Our local theater is, like, the biggest dump ever. Like, you don't, like, people, when they started, like, releasing movies digitally, our theater more or less just died. You know, because, like, nobody, it's uncomfortable, it's tiny, but it's there. It's existent. I saw Sonic 2 there. Had a hell lot of fun. And then realized I could have seen it in a much nicer theater that's a little bit further away. But, oh well. Time for Jungle Joyride. But yeah. If us three, myself, Skull, and Vindo, ever got to meet up, that would be, like, an awesome... Skull says they haven't had it right after being pasteurized or anything. Have with cider though, but have had legit Mrs. Maple syrup before and it's glorious. Yeah. Yeah. Real maple syrup is definitely the bee's knees, and having it like straight off of the arch is... Oh, good heavens. But if you've tasted real maple syrup, it's basically that, but heated up and like a little sweeter. Like it's always sweeter coming straight off of the arch. The arch is like, I'm imagining you know what it is, but it's just basically a big stove for maple syrup. Duke, it's a good thing you do because I don't. So I am admittedly using some of your advice, so I appreciate that. Sounds glorious. It is. I miss... my family used to make maple syrup, and I miss that. What the hell? I said do not disturb. Ignore it. Sorry, folks. Go away. Record behind the stone wall. I've probably passed it by now. This level has Skull's favorite track in the game. Too bad it's going to be interrupted a lot. I don't know if you were talking about that record, but I got a record. Juke. Do you have a jukebox? I'm sorry. That's... It's a horrible joke, but I could not. But yeah, you're going to be hearing now. Oh, we've got a ghost. Ah! Hey there, Rachel. Feel free to lurk around. We actually have a lurk command. if it doesn't do anything other than let me know you're lurking. But thank you for coming in. Feel free to just lurk around and listen and have a good time. Hopefully, hope you're doing well. Yes. Yeah, that was it. I broke the wall. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're going to be hearing a lot more of the Werehog battle theme. Which is also a good song. It's just played way too much. Yeah, there are a lot of, like, tanky enemies in this level. This level isn't horrible, it's just long. But that's, like, every Werehog level ever. So I can't really say that. That's like saying, you know, the sky is, is relatively blue. Like, usually it is. Some days it's not, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a blue sky. Unless you live in somewhere where there's a lot of air pollution, and then it's always like a weird gray. So I hope nobody lives in areas like that. If you do, get some fresh air. Please. Skull says, like, wow, they put so much effort into this truly beautiful song, you'll maybe hear half of it. Yeah. Honestly, that's one of the reasons this soundtrack is one of the ones I highly suggest people listen to outside of the game. Because you're not going to hear it. Also, soundtracks you should listen to outside of the game if you haven't. Ironically, Sonic Forces. Some of the music in that game is epic. Like, Infinite's theme, we hear 3 seconds of it in-game. Oh my god, that does such a good job at characterizing, like, who Infinite is. And, it is just awesome. They did a great job with it. But you will never hear it in-game other than, like, 3 seconds of it. But yeah, some of the music in this game was orchestrated absolutely beautifully. But yeah, that fight music gets old fast. Speaking of orchestrated, I know I was talking, I was kind of joking around on Twitter, if they ever see that, the Sonic 30th, anniversary travel concert, now that they're starting to go around, if that comes anywhere near here, like even up into Canada, I'm going. Like, there's no way you're stopping me. Skull says most of Force's vocal tracks slap. Give me some Moonlight Battlefield, bro. Yeah, that is a good song. Moonlight Battlefield is great. I have the vocal track album. The Sonic Forces vocal tracks with 2 X's. Duke says they think I have to air combo into that metal. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Good old YYA. Thank you. I don't know why that wasn't, like, incredibly apparent to me. That should have been, like, very, very obvious. But thank you. You've just, you have earned me a medal, so thank you for that, Duke. Yoink. I said... Alright, well, I've got a running jump at that, I think is the... Or maybe just do, There we go. Vindo hates Moonlight Battlefield, so I think he might perpetually have some... have some residual poo in his business making him cranky. Oh, well, that's a weird explanation for the why, but... Like, I didn't even know, like, what to say to that. That's why I kind of stopped mid-sentence. I was like, how do I even, like... A, how do I want to say this? Do I want to say it? And how do I even respond? Moonlight Battlefield slaps, man. Maybe when we're doing the outro, I'll just play that. Not like Vindo's gonna be around here anyway. Yeah. That being said, you like what you like. Oh, Skull, I get that. I say stupid stuff all the dang time. There's a medal in front of a door coming up. Grab it before you open the door. I remember that medal. Thank you for reminding me of it. Well, I remember that medal now that I'm reminded of it. It's kind of like Robotnik when he says, you know, I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count. Like, I knew that medal existed. I just forgot it existed until you said it, so that doesn't count. But it does. I do appreciate it. Yeah. I've got to remember to grab that, because if you open the door, it's too late. Well, technically. There's a way you can phase through the door. I've never been able to pull that off, though. Yeah, a lot of stuff I just have said the stupidest things ever. And, like, I know sometimes in our conversations that we have, I'm so worried that you're going to be like, what the hell, man? Because a lot of times I'll say stupid stuff and then people are like, okay, and then we don't have a discussion again, more or less. Bonk. I just drowned a guy. Sorry. Have fun in the drowning pit. But yeah, for anyone who is around, I forgot to mention this when Mr. Scoot and Rachel came in, but we do have some new commands, so feel free to issue exclamation mark commands to see them all, or feel free to reuse some of your favorites if you have any. They are there for you to use. Juke says I'm good. He hears way stupider stuff, and I did use the stone, but I'm not opening the door quite yet. That was just a personal preference thing, is I like turning the thing on first. It literally does me no good except for speeding this part up 1 second. Oh yeah, hopefully they know I'm only doing it to be funny, struggle. You're fine, Juke! You know, how dare you have not memorized this entire game? I'm not that much of a dink, dude. I appreciate any help you're willing to give, like, seriously. Hey, you know how you were complaining about the Werehog battle theme? There it is. I thought it was gonna glitch and not do it. It does that sometimes. It's rare. But I thought it was just not gonna play. You thought I opened the door? For a second, I thought I was wrong. Because I thought that I was pretty sure that that stone just gave you the ledge for the lever that opens the door. But I was like, oh shit, did I remember that wrong? Am I about to open the door and do something really stupid? Ow. Ow. If you die in the game, you die for real. It's a good job I don't. Because I'd be dead several times over. Or maybe I already am dead. Food for thought. Maybe I'm just a ghost. Or a skeleton, like our Skull 902. I didn't even think about that. Nah. Whack, whack. Don't die, don't die, don't die, lie. Usually I would, like, be far against anything quite that cruel to anybody, but to the Dark Guardian, abso-freaking-lutely. Anyone who ever loved you was wrong! All I can think of is that, is it one of your drops, or one of Dennis's, that it's, everybody hates me! That's not true! And then, it's like, well, I hate him. And then, like, everybody does seriously hate him. From the turtles. Ow. Who is calling me? No. Spam. Thank you. For the love of... I shut every notification off that I can think of, and then there's always... It's Dennis's. That's right. I get so many things messed up. Yeah, that's why I was trying to do, but it's also like a pain in the neck to get them because they're behind him. And there aren't that many of them. There's only like 4 right there. Don't whack me, don't whack me, don't whack me. Only I get to whack you. Once I get him down to critical hit status, I'm gonna try for it. I might regret that. Ow! Ow! I can't do Werehog Howl without my voice cracking. Come on, bonk, 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 bonk. Okay, yes, yes, yes. B. B. X. Yes! Oh, yeah! Whew. That was close! I'll get my life bar right now. I am hanging on by a sliver, folks. But that's good enough for me. Battle. I'm pretty sure this is the wrong pad to step on. Correct! You're incorrect! Alright, it's this one. I always forget what order to do these in. It's this one first. Come on, I can hear the gold ring. Which that's something that is a little broken about this stage, is like, if you stand near the water fountain, you can hear the gold ring behind it, and it's kind of annoying. Alright. I'll stand by it with... Or I have... You can hear it even right now. It's just that little... Yeah, I thought I was a dead man, not gonna lie. Duke just figured out how to tell me what to zip on. I've done that before, like, where I figured it out. Skull says it's not broken, it's just a context clue to let you know you're near the end. There. I guess it is more or less meant as a context clue, like, hey, you're done! You know? And also, like, the render, you know, the fact that it is rendered right there, it's just right there. Do you go, is it in order on accident? I usually do, just from habit, but I almost, you know, I just got it wrong that time. Woo! 15 minutes, A rank. Only in the Werehog stages. Alright, we got a night key. Woohoo! We are 1 moon medal away from level 5. Or level 6, rather. How much? Yay-haw! You did it! Oh! Yes, you're right, Juke. You have to do it in the order of how the flower grows. You're right. I'm pretty sure we have to talk to Professor Pickle, because we have a key now. Why we can't just, like, call him is beyond me. Like, just go ask Tails to borrow the Miles Electric, and then call. Yeah, I figured it out at one point in time. I just had forgotten. Because I know I used to have it down pat, but I was like, not today. Not today. Making some pretty good progress today. Just got a wicked cold chill. It is cold. It is definitely becoming winter. And especially where I live, winters are pretty harsh. So I am not looking forward to it, like, at all. Level 7 is gonna require some grinding. Yeah. It always does, though. You know what else it requires? Relaunching the Xbox Console Companion. That's what it requires. Yeah, same here. Yeah, that is the point where I had to start doing like all of the acts that you don't technically have to do, just for medal purposes. Yeah, I think right now I'm at 20. Oh, yeah, I hit that one moon medal to get us to level 6. Level 7 is 27 sun medals and 40 moon medals away. So I think, but we don't need, I don't even think you need level 7 Werehog. So I think you're right that I'm good as far as moon medals are concerned. It's just the sun medals. Okay, now we do this level. No, we don't homing woo. We switch the time of day and do another night stage. 'Cause why not? Who else wants to throw away a next half hour of their mortal lives? Godspeed, don't think Skull. We got this. We got this. Have fun. I will certainly try. That's what we're all here to do, right? If I'm hoping you guys are having a little bit of fun too, right? You know. Yeah, the boss here is like thankfully very simple. Getting there, not so much. Die. Stupid flame wizard. Your time is up. You don't have time. This Werehog's on fire. Duke will be on the lookout for that optional fight. Okay, I will try to not do that. Oh, I think I know what fight you're talking about. Is that the fight where you go up into that little arena that locks you in and you have to do like 17 rounds of bees to get out? Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. I might mistakenly do that. I will try. Because that's like one of the places that I'm like, oh, right! That's one of the places I'm just like, you have to go here. It is 110% optional. You don't have to do it. I only learned that on playthrough like 3 or 4, and it still like blew my mind that you could get away without doing it. Because you don't need to go up there. But every bone in your body will tell you you have to. So that's why I was saying it's going to be so hard to be like, don't go up there, Dylan, don't do it. Yeah, the Red Hornets! Oh! You know how Red Robin is Red Robin, yum. Well, Red Hornets should be Red Hornet, ow. I just wasted that. Oh wait, I was thinking about it from a part where you absolutely have to fight him. Yeah, there are some times where you absolutely must fight, like some of the most annoying things in this game, and they aren't even the bosses. Like, they aren't even, like, there to be hard. They're just there as part of the gameplay. Yes, the one up the stairs for a sun medal. Yeah. There's a couple goodies up there. There's a sun medal, there's an art book, but it's not worth your time. None of it is worth your time. That much I remember. Whether or not I'll be smart enough to, like, not accidentally go up there is... well, we're gonna see. We'll find out. Alright. I am doing the dumb thing here. Pro tip, you don't have to extinguish the fire, guys, if you don't mind being on fire for a hot minute. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm, like... where am I as far as leveling goes? That's a good question. Level 6 on everything except for life, which I'll drain some XP into now. I love the fact that you can do this in the pause menu, by the way. Yeah, it really isn't. There's other ways to get medals if you're that desperate for them. I'm just saying, like, out of... you know, now that we're talking about it, I probably won't go up there, but... your default is probably going to be like, oh, well, of course there's going to be a brick, one of the stones up there, you know. It's a perfectly good place to hide it, you know. I'm on fire, can I please stop being on fire? I'm gonna die. Well, I saw this coming. Smack. 15 deaths, wow. Yeah, hashtag unfortunate. I agree, Skull. I burned to death. That couldn't have felt good. Rachel says, not today, Zerg! Oh, boy. All thanks to lack of patience in fighting Professor Pickle's husband. Who are you calling Pickle's husband? The Fire Wizards? I'm afraid I don't really pick up who that's targeted at. But yeah. Okay, I need water. I need water. I need to be put out. Whew. Hanging on by a thread. Yeah, who are you calling Pickle's husband? Because I'm wondering who I exercised caution in beating the snot out of. That is such a weird sentence. Oh! Okay, yep. See, I thought it was a fire wizard. These normal bees aren't that scary. Ow! Hot, hot, hot. I know it's winter, but that doesn't mean I want to be lit on fire to be warmed up. I'm gonna die, I know it. I have to break that so that I can live. Hot. Yes! Go, 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 go. Before he lights himself back on fire. There you go. Reference. Fuck. Yeah, I had a feeling I'd heard that before. Oh, you're fine. You're absolutely fine, Juke. You don't... As I said, though assistance certainly is appreciated, it's not at all required. I'm not expecting you to just know every last little detail of the game. You know, that'd be obscene. Obscene. Insane is what I was meaning, but my brain just like... Yeah, I don't think this is one of the levels I ever, like, replay... Well... I did on first playthrough, because I didn't realize where the medals were. But I know where they are nowadays. There's one right here, which I already got. There's a stone here. I'm gonna put in the plain view. Smack. Sorry, B. Sorry, Charmy, I've got to kill your cousin. Ow. There we go. Alright, and this is where, admittedly, my color blindness might come into action. So once I have all 4 stones, putting them in the right spaces might take me a couple tries. It shouldn't be that bad, because the colors are, like, different enough, but I remember there are, like, some of these stone puzzles that are pretty hard for me to tell. Alright. Halfway. You're halfway there. Go for it. There's a medal down this one. Yeah. I'm gonna have to probably redo this on my own time for medal's sake. Because I don't remember where an alpha bum are. Especially when I'm going for, like, level 7. Oh, boy. Hold on, if I'm level 6... Yeah, you weren't wrong, Jude. We can't be very far from hitting Eggman Land if I'm about to be a level 7. There we go. Alright, one more. And it's right behind these guys that spawn in. Can I actually play this without doing the optional fight for once? Can he do it? I'd like to not be on fire anymore. Oh, thank heavens. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some water real quick. Well, that was an unfortunate, somewhat happy accident. I put myself out, but I didn't, like, waste a barrel. Come on! Just throw. Okay, I'm unleashing for what good that does me. Yes, avoid those stairs. Gotcha. Trying not to die. Not going to be easy, this guy. There we go. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Oh my good god. Yeah, avoid the stairs. Well, back again. Smack. What? Ow. Pro tip, the werehog is not flame retardant, sadly. It needs to be. It'd be really awesome if it was. You know, werehog fur is not a flame retardant material. Which is unfortunate. Alright. Try and do this somewhat fast. You can grab the other 3 stones first, because I can do that. Rachel asks, how am I still alive from that fire on me? That one was just timing, because if you put yourself out fast enough, it's fine. When I was facing the fire wizard a hot minute ago, I tried doing a little cheat. If you heal yourself faster than the fire damages you, then obviously you'll live. And it's a nice little cheat around fire. But but as I noted, you know, Werehog is not fire retard, so, a little bit of I don't know and just look up the draw at that point. Yes! Direct hit! Dead wizard. Duke almost destroyed his Xbox controller wire. Whoops. What happened? Just, didn't realize it was there, or what happened? Take that! Wrapped around his chair and almost got pulled apart. Okay. Yeah, that's no good. I have to be careful with that myself, because I am wired directly into my Xbox to avoid the whole wireless interference thing. Because the 5 GHz band of my wireless network interferes with my Xbox controller. And it's fine when I'm, like, playing on my own, but... honestly, you should probably be fine. Cords are pretty resilient. Just look at it. Like, I don't know how long it is, but just take a quick skim through it and make sure that there aren't, like, any breaks in the casing or anything. If the casing didn't break, then you're fine. If it did, then definitely electrical tape it up just to make sure you don't, like, electrocute yourself, because I don't want to hear that you've electrocuted yourself. But beyond that, like, wires can be pretty resilient, thankfully. The only kind of wire that's really like that, like fragile, like if you look at it wrong, it'll damage it, is fiber optic cable. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had to deal with fiber optics. I have a little bit, and it was scary because you so much look at that stuff the wrong way and it will shatter because it's glass. Juke says, think it's good, no breaks in the casing, is connected fine. Yeah, you're fine then. Definitely a nice, you know, a good thing to try not to do, but as I said, thankfully, yeah, you don't want to like yank it apart too much. It's like there is some give in the wires. Thankfully, they do that intentionally because they know you're gonna do some pretty nonsensical stuff to your Xbox wires. Like, you're gonna try and stretch it too far. You're gonna try and, you know, run around your room with your Xbox controller and do all sorts of nonsense. Get it tangled up in your chair and all that fun stuff. But, you know, there are limits. I'm just using, I know you were asking Juke, but for reference purposes, I'm just using my, it's an Xbox One Series something controller. It's meant for them. Fully backward compatible with the normal Xbox One, which is what I use. So I didn't see any point in spending several $100s for basically the same thing. Especially when my main console is not an Xbox. Like, if I played on Xbox more than I did PC, then I might have considered the upgrade. But I play on PC way more than I ever could even think of playing on my Xbox. But yeah, what kind of controller? Yeah, Xbox One 360 broke a long time ago. Had to get a new one. Yeah, I don't have an Xbox 360 period, but I do know I have played on an Xbox 360 before, and those controllers are a little weird. I don't know if it was just because I was coming from, I would have been on my Wii at that point. That would have been the era. Duke prefers 360 controllers, that's fine. I am very much biased to the Xbox One controller because it's the controller I've used forever. Like, it's just what I use. I'm gonna unleash. If that's okay with everybody. I don't don't feel like dying. Yeah, I'm assuming for you it's either USB-B or USB-C, like a micro USB, or USB-C. I have a USB-C cable that is hooked up to a USB extender, which is then hooked up to my Xbox, because this USB cable in of itself is not quite long enough. Oh, yeah! Micro USB? Okay, yeah, so you have, like, the Xbox One. Skull says, preferred 360 as well, all except for the D-pad. Xbox One wasn't ever great, but they did slowly improve it over time, and now with the Xbox Series, it's pretty good again. Yeah, I'm using, yeah, as I said, this is for the Xbox Series. And it's pretty good. The only gripe I have is very little changed about the controller between the two. Like, it's definitely more robust, and it feels better, like, with the texturing, but as far as, like, functionality, one button. That's all that changed, and that's the share button, which I can't showcase it because I'm, casting from my Xbox, and that forbids that, but... Yep, modern Xbox One controllers like the one in my hand use USB-C. I have the one that came with my Xbox that is micro. So I know. But for that one, I use that for my PC, and I have a little adapter, the Xbox wireless adapter, so I don't have to use cables at all. And for whatever reason, when I connect that up, the 5 GHz band doesn't do anything to it. It's just between my Xbox and its controllers, not when I'm using the wireless thing. Triggers still feel weird pressed all the way down, but I think I'll take that over the very first Xbox One controllers that any day of the week. Yeah, this one, I will say, I love the way that it's textured. It very much, like, kind of grips into your hand, which I like. The trigger pressing at first, that was weird, but I've grown so used to it that I can't be a proper judge of that. Because I'm so used to it, just like, oh, well, when you press the triggers, it's gonna feel weird. Like, you know. That's how you know they're pressed down all the way, is it feels wrong. It's one of those weird things where it's just like, oh, you know you're doing it right when you feel that you're doing this wrong. I would like to open this door, please. Oh, well. I'm not gonna waste our time. That is something I can do on my own time. As far as controllers I've used over the years, like, Xbox One is, like, my go-to, as I said. But as far as, like, the one that felt the best, honestly, like, I love Wii controls. The motion controls are not, like, great, but the way that you can, like, literally point-click with your Wiimote, that's epic to me. It really is, but that's not, like, my favorite. The GameCube controller, not gonna lie, that... I love the way that the A button is ginormous, and then the Y and X buttons are satelliting it on either side. It makes it really hard to misfire, especially when you are going for the A button, which you will most times. Duke says they really like that GoldenEye controller for the Wii. I've never heard of that, admittedly. Is that like the classic controller, or... Yeah, the GameCube controller is just about as close to perfection as I've seen. That, or honestly, for what it does, keep that in mind here, please, the NES controller. I'm not gonna lie. NES controllers, they have 2 buttons and a D-pad. It's quick, simple, easy. Like, you can't mess it up. And that is something that I love.
Looks like those annoying nightmares stay gone for a while if you clear them out.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna hop up here and grab metal. The annoying Nightmare. And yes, I call these guys Nightmare ever since I've played Knights. Which would you guys be interested in seeing that, perhaps? Because I'm gonna be finishing Sonic Origins next time we stream. Hopefully, I should. I'm in Death Egg, right? You know, so I should have that much issues with the game. But I could definitely do Knights. I could re-download that. Duke says, yeah, it was just a classic controller. Okay, yeah, I know what those are then. I used one of my friends at one point. Yeah, right? The normal dudes are literally called Nightmares, so I just call them Nightmarin', because it just makes so much sense. Take a Knuckles sandwich, Nightmarin'. Trademarked by Knuckles Industries. Used without permission. Because the Werehog does need it.
It's definitely working, Sonic. Keep going. More.
More! More! I don't know if anyone's going to appreciate the Kylo Ren reference, but... You can thank Vindo for implanting that into my brain. A lot of the memes that I reference, I owe to Super Nintendo 64. Oh boy. I know there's a moon medal or a sun medal around here somewhere. Do I worry about it? No. Let's just finish this guy off. I don't care. Ow. Maybe I do care that you're back alive. Die again. Let's kill you. Nightmare is more like God of War overlap. Hey. Are those seriously like modeled after something, or could be modeled after something in God of War 2? I mean like 2 as in also, not 2 as in like the second entry. Cell says whenever they think of Kylo Ren, all they can think of is that extremely moment. Can you put your shirt on moment? I got it. The YouTube auto mod didn't like that, but the little floating eye bastards in God of War 4. Okay, those sound annoying. Ow. Ow. Can we, like, not? This is on. That's on the track, dingus. Just take it. Take your stone. I don't want your stone. Oh yeah, the little ones I love doing that with is just, like, yeet them into oblivion. There you go. Take the stone and just go away.
Almost there, Sonic.
Oh my god, yes, Skull. They should have called it God of 4. I love that. But I love bad puns, and that was definitely a bad pun. But all the credit in the world for it, man, because that is epic. Bonk, bonk, bonk,
I know
You're dead.
girls who are better with a hammer than you. Well, one anyway.
Big shout out to Amy right there. I know girls who are better with a hammer than you. Well, one anyway. That's definitely freaking Amy. Who else in the Sonic series carries around a giant pink hammer? Hey, another continent down. Woohoo! All that reminds me of Skull is when Vindo came over to Dennis streaming Turok 2, he called it 2-Rock. Which would have also been a great alternate name for that game. Just call it 2-Rock. Nice. Holy crud, we've almost put the planet back together, folks. We are 2 pieces away from reassembling the planet, and one of them will never go back down. the Eggman Land piece, because of the way the game finishes, if you go back into the game post-game, that piece will still be up. Yes, big shout out to our homegirl, Amy. We definitely have to talk to Pickle. Got about an hour left before I'll call this. So, I thank you, Duke and Skull, for tuning in, and anyone else who might be watching. I know Rachel was lurking around at some point. We had, Mr. Scoo. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I've been having a lot of fun. I hope you are too. The manuscript suggests a temple lies in the Adabat area. Very well, my friends. Let's place another Chaos Emerald in its temple. And remember to continue exploring Shamar and EC. New roads may be open. Well then, do you have any further questions? Do I have any souvenirs that I can just hand over to you? Or have I not been doing that? I have not been doing that. Okay. I'm good. Duke said they finally got Gothic Amy and Sonic Roblox, and it's Werehog grind time for them. Nice. Nice. I have yet to play that. I've been kind of going back and forth, because I've heard that, like, since... I used to play Roblox, like, before it was popular. Like, way before it was popular. Like, and it wasn't near the garbage dump that I've heard people have turned it into since. Like, there wasn't a lot of moderation control in Roblox, but there also didn't need to be, because nobody really did much. Skull says Gothic gaming needs to be an option in more stuff. Too bad she's hardly playable in anything in the first place. Mods are a thing. Beyond that, I agree. Like, seeing alternate outfits for characters would be a really cool thing. I hope they make that a thing in Frontiers. Duke says it's a grind fest, but it keeps you distracted. Yeah, I saw on Twitter that you've been having a pretty rough time. So I do hope that things clear up for you here soon. You know, and it does mean a lot that I can help in some way. Yes, but think of the console players. Yeah, console players are kind of screwed. Because modding a console, possible? Yes. But it's incredibly difficult. Because, like, if you have an Xbox like I do, you can mod it. It's not, like, horrendously difficult. The worst part about it is getting into your Xbox, like, under the hood. Because under the hood, Xbox runs Windows 10. Like, literally. It just runs an offshoot of Windows 10. That's all it's doing. That's why Play Together happened, is because they can just literally push it. Oh, my... Why? It crashed. Reasoning? Unknown. Under the red hood. Well, mine's black, but I suppose yours could be red. I'm imagining that was like a reference to Little Riding. But Little Riding Red Hood, wow. My brain completely swapped the words there. Wow, I usually don't botch that bad. Little Red Riding Hood. A modded 360 would be interesting to mess around with. Yeah, 360s are much different, though. Because I'm talking Xbox, like, after they did the merge, which was with Xbox One. That's why they called it the Xbox One, is because the idea was one operating system for everything. That didn't work 100%, but it did help. The 360 had its own operating system, and yes, you can mod it, but it's a pain in the ass, apparently. I've never tried it. But yeah, it would be nice to mess around with. Duke says that was a Batman reference. Okay. I'm sorry for not picking up on that. I'm an IT guy who loves Tales. That's about all there is to me. I know some, like, other random references, and, like, if you decide to call IT, you'll have one of my favorite references from the British sitcom, The IT Crowd. Well, I will tell you one of my favorite references. It's not a direct reference to it. I need to get the actual appropriate clip. Because I just kind of settled. I forgot I did that. Oh well. But yeah, that aside, I'm trying to get better about diversifying my memeage, but pretty much Sonic is my jam. And computing stuff in general. Gothic Amy is a great design. I also, like, I know people have their own thoughts and stuff about things, but I also like seeing, like, characters in other characters' outfits. And I know that sounds a little weird, but, like, Amy in Rouge's outfit looks gorgeous. Like, she looks like she's ready to go out on a date with Sonic. You know, or whoever you may put her with. I'm not one to judge. So, and, like, it is a really weird thing to put another character in somebody else's outfit, because it's just weird. Duke says it's so weird seeing Dark Gaia monsters in Pumpkin Hill. This Roblox game is wild. There are Dark Gaia monsters in Pumpkin Hill? What a random place to put them, for one. Though I suppose it makes sense, being haunted and all. But, like, the Dark Gaia Crisis is long over. I know it's like a callback, but... Sonic in Amy's dress. He wouldn't care. Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't care. I would actually like to see that. Not gonna lie. Game isn't canon, so they can go wild. That is also true. Canonicity is a very weird thing. Canonicity being the property of the canon. This corner right here! That's the corner we were all talking about. I tried to do it. Yeah, he would absolutely rock that. Also, the other day, Shadow in a maid dress by QDT Cat Daniela looked beautiful, but I also see Shadow, like, not... Other than, like, maybe if it was, like, forced upon him, not giving any care in the world. Like, if that was, like, Maria's maid dress or something, he would not care in the slightest. Whoa! Like, always been of the opinion that Sonic would own it if cross-dressing. He's too confident not to. Abso-frickin-lutely. Sonic, if he decided to cross-dress, he would absolutely just, like, go all for it. Duke says, everything's canon, but this is very obviously not canon. Yeah, as I was saying, canonicity is a very weird thing, because it really depends on you. You decide, what is canon to you. And what I consider canon might not be canon to you. And, like, the official Sega canon kind of has several definitions because of that. Like, there's no... People are pretty solid that, like, if it happens in the games, you're good as long as it's not, like, a random offshoot like the racing games or Roblox or whatever. But if you really like it, then you can make it canon in your own head. Nobody can stop you. Well, yes, they can try to stop you, but nobody should stop you unless you're like hurting somebody. Let me word it that way. Okay, there we go. I've died 20 times. Gee willikers. I am bad at this game. I'd like to know how many times Nindo died in Sonic Unleashed. I don't remember. Still says headcanons are fun to mess with as long as you aren't trying to crap on another person. My point exactly. Like, don't be a dink about it. Like, you can have your headcanon, but so can everybody else, more or less. You know, like, I'm not gonna say that there aren't things that you can, say are weird. But yeah, you're absolutely spitting facts there, man. You should not have to feel so uncomfortable that you're going to like absolutely decline somebody else the right to have a headcanon. Like, that's just wrong. As I said, as long as you aren't hurting anybody with it, like, really? Like, I get it if they were doing something, like, absolutely unsequel, and you're like, okay, hey, knock it off, that's not cool. But beyond that, it really gets to the point where it's just don't. Like, you're welcome, Skull. I'm always happy to back you up as long as it's nothing too crazy. You know, I'm not going to walk straight to a fire like Sonic just did. I have 184 tails. That's a lot of tails. I know I've made that joke once before, but anytime I see like speeds in miles per hour, and I'm thinking about it to myself, I remember that Tails' full name is Miles Tails per hour, and I'm just like, oh, I have that many tails. I don't know what the appropriate plural of tails is. You're fine, Skull. If you gotta go, go. I'm not here to keep ya. We'll be going for about another hour, and then I'll call, or until the hour, I should say, until 5. Poop. Well, at least I didn't die. Yikes. I don't like this section. I'm gonna be honest with ya. Because you more or less have to boost for traction on the wall. But then you also like have to know exactly where to go. There we go. Whew. I don't love the more or less quick timed stuff. The goal ring's in sight. Rolling Rose in sight, but he's fine. There we go.
Can't win them all.
C rank's not bad. Oh boy. I'm definitely gonna have to do metal hunting. Oh boy. Oh bother. Nice. I have 100 sun medals on the dot. Nice. Probably not allowed to do anything else here yet, but we're gonna try. Yeah, like, when it comes to headcanons and stuff, like, go wild, more or less. Just don't a dink about it. And, like, I've seen some pretty weird and wacky stuff. I try and be respectful of it, you know. Somebody put a lot of work into that. And one of my big gripes with, like, the community is, like, with art and artists, like, when you see art of a ship, I feel, personally, that you don't have to ship it to enjoy that art. Like, I've seen some... One of the people I follow on Twitter, I've seen some absolutely beautiful Sonic art. I don't ship Sonic and Shadow at all. They're polar opposites, it makes no sense to me. But, I love their art, just in the fact that it's, like, really good art of Sonic and Shadow together. You know? Headcanons and AUs are great things. Yeah, shipping is cool to an extent. There's some like weird ones that are kind of like in the fringe where you don't want to mess around with. Like, I've seen some art that's like ridiculously awesome of, you know, per se Sonic and Tails, but I don't ship them, they're brothers, you know? So, and like, even the idea of shipping them kind of makes everybody cringe, because it's like, okay, well, that's, you know, very clear that they're like meant to be brothers. But I also try not to judge people for what they do. So it's a weird little like compromise thing. And I know some of the artists I follow on Twitter are shippers of that, and like their art is like epic. But I keep away from like the stronger stuff. It's kind of, I guess it's take your ships like you would your alcohol. Do it responsibly, and if you don't like a certain flavor of alcohol, don't drink it. Game over, yeah! Let's try that again. I need to go much slower. I was trying to go way too fast. See, this, City Skirmish or whatever it is, I forget what it's called. Basically more difficult rooftop run, but it's day. Like, you have to do this, but you have to do it as Speed Sonic.
Here we go!
And that's not easy. Yeah, like, I don't get into drama much. Skyscraper Scamper, thank you. I knew it was something weird. Yeah, like, this would have worked really well as a night level. As a day level, not so much. Stop. Okay. Like, at least with these corners, you get a wall to run into, but the platform's just kind of, like, you're at their whim. Ah! Anybody for Death 24? Give it up for Death 24! Woo! SpongeBob reference. Oh, come on! Alright, if I get another game over, I'm just gonna say not to bother with this. Game over, yeah! We might come back to that later. Not now. Hey! Okay, there's one move metal left in here. And I don't know where it is. I do know where it is. Yeah, that one is annoying. I'm usually pretty bad at it. I don't know why I was like, oh, let's just do this. You know? So I know there's not, I don't know why I just went Werehog, but I know there's not a temple here. Empire City is like the one weird place where it's just like, oh, you go here, there's just not a temple. Because there's 7 temples, one for each of the Chaos Emeralds, and 8 locations. So one of them had to be a no. Okay. Let's take off here. I'm not bothering with, like, any side quests at all. This is, like, the pure, like, I don't want to do it run. Juke says, you know, this Roblox game has so many reskins, but only, like, 2 for Tails. It's BS. Oh. You can use an Extreme Gear as the Werehog? I'm sorry? Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's honestly epic. I would not have expected that. I definitely didn't expect that. Well, I knew it had extreme gear. I just didn't. I wouldn't have thought that the Werehog would have been one of the like able-bodied users of them, because he, like, obviously in canon never has the chance. Big on extreme gear. Well, at least he like has canonically ridden extreme gear. I think. It's been a hot minute since I've played the Riders games. But I'm pretty sure Big's in them. He might not be. I have no idea. I was trying to trigger, where'd it go? Only 210. Oh! This scene! I was trying to trigger this for, Skull. Once you save the world, I'll let you take me out on a date. If you talk to her at a certain point, I know that she asks you out on a date, and you can answer yes. Which is why some people were saying that, some other stuff has happened. Because if he did, like, seriously ask her on a date, then, Secret Rings? I think it's Secret Rings, where he has 2 chili dogs, and then he jumps into the portal, and, like, at the end of the game, Amy's, like, pissed at him. Okay. You can fly the tornado. That's awesome. I know I was talking to you about this last stream, but, I would really love if they'd, like, put the tornado in something like Microsoft Flight Simulator. Just because, like, that would be a really cool thing to do, would be fly the tornado. I'd simply just fly it as Tails, because, duh, but... The fact you can fly it as others, too, is nice. Big has canonically flown the tornado, too. Or the... Is that the tornado? Yeah, that's the tornado, too, in Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, so... I'm imagining Big is one of the any. Hell, if you got the time to grind it out, you can just fly around all the maps with the tornado. That's epic. Like, obviously, you've got to pay for it, but, like, at that point, it's almost worth it just to say that you did. Now, that's one of those things where it's just like, you might go for it just to say that you can. Out of that is the next temple I need to shell the Chaos Emerald into. Don't take that out of context. Oh, you can grind an event for it. That's a little different. I was thinking, like, you had to, like, hardcore. Skull, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate the hell out of it. I will catch you at Saturday, for sure. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to join in on that. I'm trying to get things figured out on the side for that. But, nonetheless, I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the pizza. I'm getting hungry myself. I'm gonna go, eat dinner after this. That's why I'm stopping at 5, as dinner's usually around 6. But yeah, go check out Skull902. He's in the pinned. He is also right here. And yeah, do be sure, if you can, to check out tonight. I'm imagining, unless he changes his mind about it, that Super Nintendo 64 will be doing Satur Days, where he goes through Sonic Adventure 2 in chase of all A ranks, and we are very close. I know him and I have been, I've been trying to help him with, like, the requirements on doing it. Some of the stuff, like, last stream, he did all of the kart racing ones, and that was insane. Like, how he A-ranked all of those, I will never know. Duke says I'll try to catch that Saturday. Last night was the first video stream that you've caught in months. Yeah, I think I remember seeing you there, because I was like, oh, hey, I recognize that name. We don't have the day key. Really. But yeah, well, I'm glad you were able to catch it. And obviously, if you're not able to come, I don't mean like you have to be there. I'm just kind of trying to plug for some other people because, like, you know, you might enjoy them and helps them out. Oh, poo! I think I know where I need to go, though. No. No! No way! I can't believe this! I thought you didn't have to have level 7 until you hit Eggman Land. I forgot you have to have it now. That sucks. That sucks so much. Why? Duke said that they lurked in Bindo's stream and got up a bit on the sleep they missed all week. Well, I'm glad you were able to catch up on sleep. Sorry about the salt there. I just straight up became salt for a second there. So I was like, no! I don't want to grind! Yeah, I know, the grind begins. I tried to do some of it off camera because I was like, oh, if I get up to level 6, I should be fine for the stream. And I was, for most of it. Alright, well, I'm gonna try and not replay levels that I've already played because you've already seen them. There's no sense in doing that. Sun Metal. Yeah. Oh, boy. Why they thought, like, Sun and Moon medals were a good thing in this game, like, is beyond me. Because as I said, I like the way that, the Wii version of this does it, where it's like, oh, you don't have to do that. You can if you want to. Like, you don't have to. I already collected this, yes? Yes. Okay, cool. So, really... Aw, well, I'm glad you're having fun, Juke. I just figured, you know, seeing some new sites would definitely be more interesting than, just listening to me blather, but I'm glad you enjoy that much. I'm glad you're having fun. Let's do some Act 2. There's, like, not many Sun Medals here, well... Whatever. Whatever. The first time I did that, it kind of sounded like Goofy, and then when I tried to make it sound like Goofy, it just went all sorts of wrong. This is why I'm not a voice actor. I could do a somewhat decent Sonic, I'd like to think, but the second I record my voice and listen to it back, it's just like, no, that's just you. Like, all of the voices I do are just me. You are here to watch me, not the game. That is an intriguing thought. But I do appreciate that, you know? Hey. The game is more or less just the medium by which we get to have a conversation through. You know, or about, you know, whatever. It's just something to do so that I don't bore myself to death. At worst case scenario. Ow! That couldn't have sounded good. You're fine, man. I kind of figured that's what you were going for, but I'm glad that you are entertained. Like, that is the whole idea. But I never would have imagined that I would, like, succeed at that. The fact that, like, I've been able to stream and have, like, I've yet to have a stream where I had 0 people watch for the entire time. I had one where it kind of scared me for a hot minute, because the first couple minutes, first little bit of it, I had nobody, but I haven't had a stream that, like, completely flopped ever, so, I do have to thank all of you guys for that, because that's something that you guys definitely did, you know? It's really, you know, you can't have a stream without people to watch it. Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. I'm glad you're having a good time. Hopefully things will start looking up for you outside of the stream. Because as I said, I did see your Twitter post there, and that is not a fun situation to have to work your way through. Knock knockers, knock knockers. Die, you wizard! Evil! Oh, yeah. Well, I just wanted to let you know, like, I wish you the best of luck was more the point there. This way? Yes, this way. Why they spawn everything in like 3 different waves is beyond me here. Maybe the Xbox 360 just couldn't handle it all at once, but the Xbox One's hurt. Ow, ow, ow. Stop shooting me, flowers! I'm honestly kind of lucky that I don't have someone that just, like, clips me out of context, because I have a feeling some of the stuff I say could, like, be hilarious out of context, like that. Oh, you're fine! I do, you know, I hope I am not, like, crossing lines by mentioning it. I just wanted to wish you luck. I don't, you know, that's why I wasn't, like, mentioning the specifics of it. It's because I completely get it. I have, unfortunately, recently, we knew it was coming, but a family member of mine did sadly pass away. And I've been kind of handling that the same way. It's just like, okay, I'm not gonna think about it. Good ol' avoidance. It's nice to know I'm not the only one who does that, though, because I do get a lot of hell for that being my preferred method of dealing with things like that. Oh, I appreciate that, Juke. That wasn't meant as, like, you know, a grab or anything, but I do appreciate it. I'm feeling fine. It's just very weird. I will say that. Because as I said, it was one of those things where we knew it was more or less coming. But now that it did, it's just like, oh, okay. Anyway, better topic. Let's punch some nightmare and guts! I love some of the combos you can do later on in this game. They are very, rewarding. I wonder what we're having for dinner tonight, because honestly, since Skull said pizza, my brain's just like, pizza? That sounds good. But my stomach's also like, food? That sounds good. Yeah, see, I try and keep my leveling pretty equalized because I learned the hard way. When I first played this game, I poured all of my XP, and I mean every last drop, into the life bar. And I paid for it so hard. Because I was just like, I keep dying, I need more life points. So I leveled up my life all the way. And that's not the answer. The stupid strong one, X-Force times, then spam Y. Yeah, the Were Cyclone. Where you just throw your arms all over the freaking place. Yeah, that's a really strong combo. I don't know if I have that unlocked yet. I might try it when I come over here. Also, you are right. You do track the plant as it grows. That's kind of an interesting thought there. I've got to wonder who put these buttons here. I'm gonna be that weirdo for a second and ask, you know, who put Who put these buttons? Because they aren't natural. They're frickin' buttons. If there is a natural button in something, ancient Atabat, probably. But like, I mean, like, I'd love to know, and it's unknowable, obviously, except for by Sega. Love to know, like, the lore behind it. Like, why? You know, like, why did you go out of your way to build a stone button and then wire it up and, like, make it work? Also, like, how do they work? Like, because electronics wouldn't have been a thing in ancient times, right? You know? Yeah, they do. I remember that when I read some of the stuff about it. Don't push that button! I might have to go back. But yeah, I remember that when I was reading some of it at some point, that they do, like, go into a decent amount of detail about, you know, the lore of the place, which I love. That I just... Yeah! Okay, yeah, that. Unleashed, sadly, a lot of the locations covered, we never see again. Like, we have only seen Rooftop Run, really, thanks to Generations again, and I don't think we've really seen anywhere else come up ever again. And that's horrible, right? Like, there's a lot of great places that really could have been used a lot. I was having a discussion with a IRL friend the other day. We were thinking about Crisis City and the fact that you could really tie it together with this game. Because, like, Empire City looks like Crisis City if it wasn't on fire. You know, so we're thinking, like, maybe, just maybe, they're one and the same, just time separated. Optos was in a Sonic Channel story, but not a very interesting place to horrorize. Yeah, I remember they did do that, and also the story behind that was kind of dumb. Because it was more or less like, let's go get ice cream with Chip! You know, or, you know, for Chip, or in memory of Chip, I guess. You know, like, it really didn't have anything, like, of value in the story. None of those Sonic Channel stories ever really do, right? You know, like, they're great stories, don't get me wrong, but they like, add such useless details that it changes nothing, and that's intentional. But... oh, come on. I've got to start over. Yeah, I do really wish that they would, like, expand on the lore of the Unleashed world, right? Because, like, one of the biggest issues with Sonic's canon right now is, like, the whole idea of Sonic's world. Because, like, we know now, whether you agree with it or not, I personally don't, that the two worlds theory is wrong. You know, there's only one world. But we know so much, like, random breaking stuff about Sonic's world that it just doesn't make sense. Oh, Chunon's... yeah. Chunon would be a great place to bring back, because, as you said, like, giant burning phoenix that, like, literally never shows up again. Giant death werehog. You know, like, there really is no, you know, no callbacks to it. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. But yeah, that would be, like, I would love to know what happened to the temples after this. Like, once we see the Gaia Colossus go down with Chip, what happens to the temples? Do they burn up with him in the core of the planet? Do they teleport back to where they were? Do they, like, how do they reset? Where did the Chaos Emeralds go? Because Sonic didn't have them, Chip still had them. Because he de-supered on the Gaia Colossus. Yeah, Zero mentions to Light and Dark Gaia at all. Like Chip, aka Light Gaia. We don't really see much more of him, and Dark Gaia is just kind of like not a thing anymore. Which is fair, because I guess, you know, like, it won't happen again for millennia, right? But you'd still think that these events would leave their mark on Sonic, you know? In Frontiers, they might. I'm not gonna say they will or they won't. Probox is the first mention of it since 2008. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. But yeah, the Frontiers has the Chaos Emeralds in it, but then again, so did Forces. On a technicality. Forces had it on a technicality. But they didn't do anything with it. And like, there's a lot of Sonic games that have the Chaos Emeralds in them that don't really do much with Chaos Emeralds other than magical stones you need to save the planet, you know? Which works, but it's also, like, not very interesting lore-wise. You more or less led my mind there, Juke. Like, they need to be important story-wise, and it does seem like Ian Flynn has made them important to the story. Which, if that's true, like, I can't, you know, like, say a definitive, because, you know, we haven't seen it yet. It's not out. I haven't played it. I can't play it. What? But yeah, like, having the Chaos Emeralds important to the story is, like, they need to be, because it's just, like, you can't just have a Deus Ex Machina in the Chaos Emeralds all the time. And that's what they usually get used as. It's just like, oh, well, life's, you know, the whole world's gonna end. What are we gonna do? 7 Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, and like, I know they're, like, supposed to cause a miracle, but it's really convenient sometimes that it's just like, oh, Chaos Emeralds. Like, right now I'm playing Shadow the Hedgehog, and one of the things about that game that's starting to irk me is in every single level of that game, you get a Chaos Emerald. In the first level of that game, you get 2. And it's just like, what? Of all the places in the planet to put a Chaos Emerald, you put one in these specific locations that are gonna be attacked by the Dark Arms just miraculously. And it just... you can tell it's just done for story's sake, you know? Which, fair, but also lazy. Who built the temples? Asks you. I have no idea. That would also be a very good question to ask the answer to. I would argue, like, the temples are there as part of, like, Light Gaia's ability to restore the planet after Dark Gaia has destroyed it, right? So in that case, I'd say maybe Chip made them, like Light Gaia. Because he is a god, after all, you know? Maybe once upon an eon ago, he made those temples, and that's why he can control them, too. It's like, that's built in. That's purely speculation, though. I always forget I can shield. I can use the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Please don't strike me, Disney. I just mentioned your show. Your dead show. Yeah, I always had canon that Chip built them at some point in the past that he can't remember because he's been alive for ever since time began. You know, ever since the Earth became a thing, according to the lore. So there's no way he remembers all of it anyway. And we see that right in the beginning of this game, right? You know, every time he comes and wakes up, he wakes up with amnesia. You know, and I like that idea that he's just like, when he wakes up, you know, it's just a big old reset to him, you know. He has some ideas of what he needs to do, but not really a great one. Oh. It's just... who built what is always an interesting question. Like, kind of a weird sidestep there. I always headcanon that Omochao was a failed experiment from Gerald. Gerald Robotnik would have been trying to create a omniscient Chao that he called Omnichao. But instead of making it omniscient, he just made it really freaking annoying. And Omochao is like mostly omniscient, but he knows like the most simple stuff. He's like Captain Obvious omniscient. You know, he knows everything you know, and that he knows you know. Yeah, and this game, one of the reasons I do come back to it at least once a year is the story. Like, the gameplay is fine, but the story is epic. And Dear My Friend, that's a song. When we finish the game, I might have to be careful because copyright stuff, but so I don't know if I'm going to be able to like show it, but Dear My Friend, if you've never heard that song, listen to it, but have a box of tissues nearby. Also, this will be my last level for today. We're going to go a little bit into overtime. That's the nice thing about doing this time slot, is if I go overtime, it's not a big deal. Because 8 o'clock is still quite a whiles away. And dinner should be, like, just starting. Though I'm a hungrier boy, I can finish 11. Yeah, I do wish... there's a lot of Sonic games that I wish they'd got... bring story details back from. Like, my favorite game in the series, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. More or less forgotten about. You know, like, we haven't seen the Hyperform since. There was a whole period where people were like, it's not canon. I'd like to think that the inclusion of Hypertails means that it's at least semi-canon. You know, it happened at some point in time, somewhere along the multiverse. But, like, I really wish that they would have expanded more on, like, some of the lore even in there, because it's just like, oh my god, you have, you know, this all-powerful emerald that can not only control, which we wouldn't get to see in that game, but, yeah. Oh, Ian Flynn, take in mind that no one's perfect, obviously. But Ian Flynn has got to be one of the single best things that has ever happened to the Sonic series as a whole. Because he's like a bottle of Elmer's glue. You know, like, he's making all of this nonsense actually make sense. You know, he's taking, you know, 30 years of Sonic nonsense and starting to actually put it together. And I know there are people out there who will disagree with me to high holy heavens. And, like, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at things like IDW and even some of the end of Archie, because I binged Archie during the pandemic, some of the stuff he did to actually glue things together is what makes this canon. You know, it's what makes these things actually interesting. You know, and it's great. I am one of the main reasons, like, I pre-ordered Frontiers. One of the main reasons I'm actually okay with the fact that, you know, I did pay $70 for that game is that Ian Flynn wrote it. You know I'm in for a good time. You know, I'm in for one of his stories. You know, it's going to be, you know, if Sega let him get away with it, it's going to be IDW Comics the game. You know, how far, you know, what they let him get away with remains to be seen, but it really is going to be very interesting to see him at the helm of a game, because he's been kind of in the shadows of, you know, cartoons and stuff for quite a little while. And now that we've sunset Pontac and Graph for various reasons, that's more or less a good thing. Pontac and Graph, they did some great things, but some of their jokes were kind of getting old. Not gonna lie. But with that said, it is 5:01. I'm 1 minute overtime. I said I was gonna go overtime, and I did, but just barely. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and enduring me for the past almost 3 hours. Jeez. These streams always fly. We'll be doing this probably every Saturday. It's Saturday, right? Yep. Every Saturday from around 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Start's not exact. Few external factors that affect that. And the end obviously isn't like 100% concrete. I can go a couple minutes over without it being the end of the world. Thank you so much to Skull902, Juke, Rachel Shielder, and Mr. Scoop for coming in. Thank you to anyone who is watching this after the fact. Do consider hitting that like button, subscribing if you aren't already, hitting that notification bell. That just helps the channel out. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you. And I've been Dylan Bradley. Before I forget to throw that out there. But with that being said, farewell.